Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun and interesting one for you because I'm going to talk about commanders that turn losing, specifically losing life, into a win condition. Let's jump into them. And as a reminder, there's a handy-dandy link in the description below for all of these commanders. So yeah, go ahead and check them out, go ahead and pick them up, and go ahead and check out any episodes I've got out on them for deck techs. Y'shtola is a great one. Knight's Blessed. A 2/4 Cat Warlock for 4 mana in Esper that definitely took over Commander when it came out. It's got Vigilance. At the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 more life this turn, you draw a card. Or you cast a non-creature spell mana value 3 or greater. Y'shtola is going to deal 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. So this is a commander that at first players might be like, okay, I need to focus on making my opponents lose life. And that is very nice. That being said, to guarantee that you draw a card every single turn, you are the most reliable person when it comes to losing life because, well, you can play very simple cards like Mischievous Poltergeist, which are like, hey, yeah, pay 1 life regenerate. Cool, okay. You can do that as many times as you want. So each turn you can be like, oh yeah, no one lost 4 life this turn. Cool, all right, I'll lose 4. I'll draw a card. Cool, good for me. Next turn, oh, same thing. Okay, I'll lose 4, draw a card. And of course, this can gain you life back. There's also plenty of other ways to gain life back. You can do life swaps. You can do resetting life totals. You can double life totals. There's plenty of ways to do that, and it's a great color combination to do so. But yeah, this is a commander that can definitely help you win the game by losing it. Perhaps the most deadly commander that demonstrates this is Rowan Scion of War, who literally turns all that life loss into, well, victory. A 4/2 human wizard with menace for 3 mana in Rakdos. Tap spells you cast this turn that are black and or red cost X less to cast for X the amount of life you lost this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if it was instantly, they'd be even more crazy. But yeah, this is a commander that essentially says, hey, you know what we're going to do? Well, yeah, we're going to have you, again, lose a substantial amount of life. A substantial amount of life that, you know, you normally think just losing 30 life in a game. Be like, yeah, what are you doing? But you're like, oh, yeah, actually, I want to lose 30 life. So again, Mischievous Poltergeist, whatever kind of a card like that, where you can set your own life total down. You do so, you lose 30 life, you tap this, you're like, okay, by the way, giant, massive amount of cost reduction super early in the game, where I can now just cast spells that basically now cost 30 less to cast. Good for me. Oh, by the way, you've got, you know, some threaten effects that you can untap this with and then do it again. Oh, now they cost 60 less? Okay, cool. Cast 1 Exsanguinate and win the game. Yeah, again, you are literally turning all that life loss into cost reduction, and you're turning that into an absolutely explosive win that, again, can happen super early in the game. When it comes to life loss as a win condition, this might be the most powerful out of all the powerhouses here. Moving on, though, One Punch Man in a different way. Greven, Predator Captain, a 5/5 human warrior with menace for 5 mana in Rakdos that says it gets plus X plus 0 where X the amount of life you've lost this turn. Again, literally just going, okay, hey, yeah, I lose life, but you lose the game. Whenever Greven attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw cards equal to the creature's power, and you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. So essentially, yeah, you can also get a lot of value out of your creatures, obviously, turning them into card draw and losing life in the process, which again can actually be a good thing. But yeah, if you've got ways to essentially set your life total down, again, those Mischievous Poltergeist type cards, you're like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm swinging. You better block, because if you don't, oh, and by the way, I have menace, so you better double block. If you don't, I'm coming through and I'm taking you out. And of course, you're in a color combination that has access to double strike, as well as plenty of ways to get it through in combat as well. Yeah, you got plenty of ways to take your opponents out with a commander like this. Well, and all of them out in the same turn if you've got extra combats as well. Have fun. Next up, one of my very first episodes on this channel, Selenia Dark Angel. One of my very first commander decks I ever built. A 3/3, well, I believe Phyrexian Angel. Again, it's a very old card, so it's been errated at this point, or Oracle texted, whatever. For 5 mana and Orzhov, it's got flying, and it says Selenia Dark Angel counts as an angel. Cool, thanks, Wizards, appreciate it. Pay 2 life, return Selenia back to its owner's hand. So this is one where essentially, again, if you're a newer player, you might be like, why would I ever play this? This is a 3/3 flyer for 5 mana, which these days you can get like, okay, I paid 5 mana for a flyer. It probably also has trample, and it's a 6/6, and it does 10 other things. That being said, yeah, being able to bounce it back to your hand, well, again, a newer player would be like, okay, that's nice so I can, like, protect it, but, like, okay, like, what am I doing with this? Why? This is an amazing commander where this is, again, that mischievous poltergeist type element for the deck. This can help you set your life total to basically 1 or 2, depending on if you're an odd or even number. Because you go, okay, I pay 2 life, I bounce it back to my hand, but wait, in response, I do it again. But wait, in response, I do it again. And you need to make sure that you announce that every single time in that way just to annoy everyone. No, please don't. Please don't. Just be like, okay, I'm at 40 life. Okay, yeah, I'm going to bounce it back to my hand X amount of times, whatever it is. I'll set myself down to 2, okay? I guess 19 times, okay? Cool. There we go. Anyways, you're down at 2 life, and then you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I've got access to a lot of life swap type cards. Or, you know, a card that can set everyone's life total down to the very lowest, essentially, out of everyone. You got ways to essentially go, okay, you're at 40, I'm at 2, let's swap. Okay, you're at 2, I'm at 40. Yay! Oh, by the way, I've got a card that can drain you for 2, like Sign in Blood. Okay, you're gone. Yay! Lots of fun ways to life swap your way to victory, again, with a commander that is so ancient, so old from back in 97 that players forget it existed. And when the players at the table see it, they're like, what in the world are you doing with that commander? You're like, don't worry about it. Then you play Vex's Mortality, and they're like, oh gosh, I'm gone. Moving on, a newer Age Angel these days, again, kind of showing just like how far Wizards has gone with things. Liesa, Shroud of Dusk, again, like obviously there's ones that go even further, but a 5/5 Angel for 5 mana, and Orzhov, rather than pay 2 for each previous time you've cast the commands on this game, pay 2 life that many times. Flying lifelink, whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. This is one where, again, okay, yeah, it's a 5/5 flyer for 5 mana. Again, Selenia was like a 3/3 for 5. It also says lifelink for this one, too. But this one, again, also gives you, again, cost reduction when it comes to commander tax, which is absolutely amazing. So that's nice, being able to just keep getting this back again at that cost of 5 again and again and again. That being said, the real kicker here is, of course, hey, everyone, we're going down. Every single player, we are going down in life. Because when anyone casts anything, any kind of a card, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, you lose life, you lose life. And again, you being a deck that is building around this, obviously your commander can gain you life back with that lifelink. You can account for that. Again, you can have ways to double up your own life total. You can have ways to, again, swap life totals if someone else is doing better than you, essentially. You've got ways to reset your life total. Again, you can turn that life loss for everyone into a benefit for you. And of course, there are cards that we've already seen so far, and other ones that, well, are of course out there, that benefit you when you are losing life and your life total goes down. This can definitely help you in those situations, and it can be a powerhouse commander at the table. Next up, another commander that goes about this in a different way. Teval, Arbiter of Virtue, a 6/6 Spear Dragon, flying lifelink for 5 mana. There we go. Again, like I mentioned with Selenia, it's like, hey, yeah, okay, it's got flying, it costs 5 mana. Well, it better be a 6/6, and it also has to have something else, lifelink in this case. Spells you cast have Delve, which means that each card you exile from your graveyard while casting those spells, you pays for 1. On top of that, whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to mana value. So yes, again, there is that trade-off where it's like, okay, all right, I have to go down in my life total to cast spells now, but also I have this unfair advantage of being able to utilize my graveyard as a mana resource, which is absolutely crazy powerful, amazing, especially since you've got plenty of ways in this color combination to get cards in your graveyard, to maybe even just swap your library with your graveyard and be like, oh yeah, I've got 80 cards in there now. Look at all this mana I have. You can do some absolutely crazy things with it, and of course, again, turning that life loss into a benefit. Being able to go, okay, oh, I'm at an incredibly low life total. You know what? Let's just swap life totals. Or let me use this card that resets my life total, then I gain a value or gain a benefit or punish an opponent for how much life I gained. You got plenty of ways that you can do that Sanguine Bond type effects. Have fun with it, and also cast some absolutely massive, amazing spells with this one. Moving on, Darien, King of Kjeldor, a 3/3 human soldier for 6 mana in white. Whenever you're dealt damage, you may create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. This is one that goes about life loss in a different way, where it's like, okay, well, of course, I can find ways to potentially ping myself, which is nice, or ways to encourage combat, or ways to just make deals with opponents too. It basically says, hey, you know what? I want to be hit. I want my opponents to come after me. I want to lose life. I want to take damage, because when I do, I make an army. And of course, yeah, they're little 1/1s, but also you are in, well, mono white, which has access to, well, like the best anthems out there, basically, for the most part. So just being able to go, okay, I play a bunch of anthems, and all of a sudden, if you hit me, I make a 6/6 every single time. Or, I mean, like, you know, that many, you know, so if you hit me for 6 damage, it's like, okay, I make 6/6/6s. Okay, cool. All right, that's what, 36 damage across 6 bodies? Yeah, you can make massive armies in absolutely no time with this one. Again, encourage your opponents to come after you. It's so much fun. Next up, okay, I mean, I talked about how Rowan is one of the most powerful ones in this. Carrick is going to give Rowan a run for the money, and maybe he's more powerful. Son of Yawgmoth, yeah, a lot of combos with this too. A 2/2 for Phyrexian for 7 mana in black, but it's basically never going to cost that. It costs basically 4 mana and 6 life, because it is Phyrexian black mana. And it does say that, hey, you know what, lifelink, cool. All right, so gain a little bit life with that. Okay, cool. But for each black and it costs, you may pay 2 life for them, pay that mana. So basically, every single one of your black mana symbols, every single one of those pips, is now basically Phyrexian mana-ized. Definitely a term. Whenever you cast a black spell, you get a counter on Crick. So again, this one can become quite massive throughout the game, and of course, gain you a lot of life itself. But yeah, you are turning life into a resource. You are losing life to cast things faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And of course, be able to utilize activated abilities in a broken fashion, because ones that weren't intended to be black, Phyrexian mana now are, and you can just activate them basically for life cost and for free. Of course, obviously, you're in a color combination, mono black, that can drain a bunch of life from your opponents. They can do some absolutely crazy, awesome things. But yeah, turning that life loss into a resource, essentially, that gets you so far ahead of your opponents and can do some crazy, broken, combo-y things. Crick, however you say the name, I still don't think I ever have it right, is an incredibly powerful commander that really, really, really can hit that, well, right note of, oh no, my life is going down, but it doesn't matter. Or I'm going back up anyways, because lifelink. Take that, opponents. Next up, kind of on the other end of Selenia Dark Angel, and we talked about how we have that mischievous Poltergeist life setter. This is the other end where we've got a commander that actually is that life exchanger, a Mr. Negative. Here we go. 5/5 human villain with vigilance and lifelink for 7 mana in Orzhov. It has, when it enters, you may exchange life totals to target opponent. If you lost life this way, draw that many cards. This is one where it can benefit you either way in the equation. Again, if you are at that lower life total, let's say if you got the mischievous Poltergeist in play, you lose all that life and you're down at 1 life and you're like, oh no, I'm at 1 life, and your opponent's like, I know what's going on here. I see what your commander does. And you're like, no, you don't. Okay, by the way, I play my commander and you're at what? Wow, you've got a life gain deck over there. Good for you. Okay, you're at 60. Cool. Okay, now you're at 1 and I'm at 60. Yay! Oh, and by the way, I've got Sanguine Bond in play, so I'm going to drain that other opponent. Yay! They're gone. So that's nice. But also, of course, if you just want to draw a ton of cards, you can. You can go, okay, yeah, I'm at 40, you're at 30. I'm okay with going down just a little bit. Sure, why not? I don't care. Whatever. Okay, cool. Or maybe even more than that, potentially sometimes. You're like, okay, cool. Let's swap. Or I went down in life total, and all of a sudden, I am down 10 life. So I just draw 10 cards. Of course, also, and maybe this was, some may call a mistake, this is a trigger that is just on ETB. There is no cast trigger requirement. So it's like, okay, like not if it was cast. It's just, oh, okay, it's in there. Oh, by the way, you have access to a ton of blank cards in white and a ton of Feigned Death cards in black. So you can just keep getting this back again and again and again and again and again to keep just redoing that trigger again and again and again and again and again. You can really take your opponents out in no time with this one. It is so much fun. And finally, you might have known it was coming if you've seen the commanders in order that are going like by mana value, essentially. And then you're like, wait, where's Vilis? Yeah, Vilis costs 8, but it is well worth it. Vilis Broker of Blooded, 8/8 Flying Demon for 8 mana. And Wizards didn't just chuck on there like all the other, I guess back in M20, they were just like, okay, it also needs lifelink and, yeah, trample, and, menace. Skulk, maybe, too. Sure, why not Skulk? Yeah. But anyways, by paying a black mana, you pay 2 life. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. And whenever you lose life, you draw that many cards. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing and so much fun. Very straightforward when it comes to like, hey, you know what? Here's what you're going to do. Again, play your Mischievous Poltergeist or whatever kind of life loser, essentially. And you're like, okay, cool. Do I want to draw a card? Yeah, okay. All right, lose life. I'll do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Obviously, you can do like the greed effect, essentially pay a black mana to do so as well. You're drawing 2 with that, though. But when it comes to just doing it without actually having to pay mana, it's so much better and so much more fun. And you're like, yeah, I'll just lose life, whatever. I just want to draw 7. Sure, I'll do that. Okay, cool. Yay, good for me, good for me. And basically create your own Necropotence, essentially. Such a fun commander. Obviously, you're in a, mono color that can give you a good amount of bursty mana fast, like Dark Ritual style effects to get this out and just go ham. Have fun with this one. And with that, this episode is coming to a close, so it's my turn to hear from you. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts are on this episode. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.